All right, let's talk about Portland's homeless crisis now and the city's first sanctioned mass encampment, the large-scale and controversial sites that each may temporarily house a couple of hundred people. City and county leaders were at the site today in Southeast off of Powell Boulevard, ready to begin what you might call a new chapter in the Rose City's efforts to help homeless people. Blair Best with the update.
While it doesn't look like much now, right behind these gates is arguably the city's largest approach to addressing homelessness. And it hasn't come without controversy. It's been in the works since October, so many leaders are calling this a milestone. Laying a foundation for hope. Crews put the finishing touches on Portland's first large-scale city-sanctioned campsite for homeless people.
Welcome to the city's first temporary alternative shelter site.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler in high spirits Monday.
Yeah, we have a small debt of gratitude.
Celebrating what he calls an innovative approach to homelessness.
I am confident that these temporary sites will save lives.
The site is made up of 70 pods along with space for tents. The goal, to house roughly 200 homeless people for about 3 to 6 months before they move into permanent housing.
If you've spent time in our city, you've seen firsthand why this bold new approach is desperately needed.
What's going to happen here is that our vulnerable neighbors who are out on the street day in and day out, night in and night out, being victimized, will be able to come in and have a safe place to sleep.
Kirkpatrick Tyler is with Urban Alchemy, the California-based group hired by the city to run it.
This is just the beginning. We can't give up now.
Across the way, Jay Graham lives in a makeshift pod of his own.
But I noticed that there's a camp going up next door.
He's been homeless for 10 years and watched the site go up.
And I noticed that they started construction because I was right next door. And I was just curious as to what it was. And then as it took shape, I noticed that they're tiny homes. And so now I'm even more curious.
City outreach teams are referring people to live there. So walk-ins like Jay won't be allowed.
I mean, I can see where to go. I just don't know how I'd get in, you know.
Housing first never means housing only. It means housing now with services too.
The county has invested $4.6 million into the site, yet the mayor is looking to open 5 more. How do you plan to get funding for the sites down the road?
So we have the funding for the first 3 sites. As many of our colleagues in the legislature and elsewhere have asked, they want proof of concept. They want us to prove that we can make it work. I am 100% confident that we will, and that will make it easier for us to get funding for the remaining sites.
The mayor is expected to announce the locations of the next 2 sites soon. As for this one, people will start moving in at the end of this month. In Southeast Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.